My name is Natalia. I'm currently a political science student graduating this spring. For the past 6 years, I've been in the restaurant business working as a general manager for a small restaurant with 2 locations. I currently manage about 20 employees. So, my assessment came back with the democratic leadership style, meaning I like an involved team and enjoy employee input. And I want everyone to find their purpose through involvement and through participation. And I find this to be very true. I usually always involve my managers with company decisions and different things that we're considering implementing, whether it be a menu change or a policy change. I like to sit down with people first and toy around with ideas. And I enjoy doing this because I find them to become much more motivated when the more you involve someone, and you display that you respect their opinions and respect them as an employee and you appreciate the work they do. I also really enjoy getting their opinions because they're the ones at my locations every day going through the motions, and usually the ones that are going to have to participate in any changes I am making. So whether it be like an operational or a standard operating procedure, if they're the ones there every day, I really want to know what's going to work more efficient. If I have an idea, and if they do it every day, I just really want to know. So I do agree with the assessment. Democratic leadership style relies heavily on communication between the supervisor and the subordinates. Very effective for my case because I have a very small team and I also work directly with the owner of the company on a daily basis. So because I work with the owner on a daily basis, I think this relates to upward influence heavily. The employees know that I meet with him every single day. So when I do sit down and meet with them, they're probably more encouraged to be very honest and open about their opinions on any changes that might be made or any improvements because they know I'm going directly to him with the ideas. There's no several steps in between. There's no huge ladder within the company that has to go up. The information, it's a very easy game of telephone. It's going straight from me to the owner. And I know in the textbook, upward influence mentioned subordinates tend to be more satisfied and more likely to communicate to supervisors who are perceived as having strong upward influence with their own supervisors. I also just find that a little more empowering, and I think I get very honest feedback because of the upward influence aspect in such a small company. However, because it's being a small company, I think there are serious issues to this leadership style, having the democratic leadership style. Groupthink, of course, is one. Specifically, though, the upward influence has the flip side of being a potential negative because they know I work with the owner every day. They may be incredibly hesitant to say anything at all. It might be a little too intimidating. It might be a little more threatening, especially for newer employees, I think, because I usually try to rope people in and begin talking to them fairly soon. And also, just from an optics perspective for management from the team, it could potentially create a sense of weak leadership from over involvement, and almost like a pander, like it could create a sense of pandering, and so they might be able to think they can get away with more because we'll listen to everything they'll say or all of the input, and might make them feel like they have the final decision, which can create a little more instability, and it can maybe cause some insubordinate behavior. And then, of course, as always, hurt feelings has been one. Anytime you involve a team in these decisions, they aren't always prepared that we won't implement something they suggested. So this can create hurt feelings a lot. Or they might be offended if I pick somebody else's idea over theirs, etc., etc. So in summary, I have been assessed with a democratic leadership style, which I think is very, very effective for my case because of the size of the company I work for and my proximity to the owner. However, it is potentially bad because it can open the door for groupthink and potential insubordination.